Hello everybody, Ray Garner with Garner's Games, here to do my weekly comic review. Today, things are happening. And that time for our ever-loving blue-eyed thing. Thing number one is brought to us by Tony Fleecs, and our artist is Justin Mason. And as I look through this book, it's pretty neat to try to take Ben Grimm out of the Fantastic Four and do a solo adventure that isn't sticking him on some planet out in the middle of nowhere or going through this whole deal trying to explain him not being part of the Fantastic Four. It's much more of a classic, I won't say two in one, but it's got kind of that similar feel. It's more of a down-to-earth adventure for Ben Grimm. And we start off by finding out through a radio broadcast that there's a bounty on Ben Grimm's head of $10 million. So that's going to get a lot of people's attention. And we got the Wrecking Crew. We got the Serpent Society all showing up there. And then we cut to, what was it, four and a half hours earlier. Ben Grimm is in the negative zone with the Fantastic Four, finding a giant negative zone squid monster. And Sue's basically asking him to quit holding back, stop waiting for the dramatic moment, and go ahead and cut loose so they can get home. Ben, of course, does this whole, I don't like self-confidence. But he basically gets insulted by the thing, calls him a disgusting rock heap, and gets knocked away. Johnny has to come and help, and of course, then we get to the whole, it's clobbering time, and we get to the next page, and the fight is over. Ben comes walking in, carrying the tentacle, and Reed's talking about how the spores from this thing is going to help save a bunch of people's lives. And Ben's like, yeah, well, I'm tired. I'm going to go take a nap. So he goes, feeds the cat, takes a shower, goes to bed. What was it? That's a time on the clock. 8:38 a.m. Gets knocking on the door. He gets up and goes answer it. And Herbie's got a guy from Yancey Street. And Ben's not interested in what this guy's selling. He's going back to bed. And he's basically talking about, someone's been kidnapped. She's disappeared. It's his kid sister, Shelly. That stops Ben in his tracks. And there is just a lot of reading on this one page where this guy is just talking all about how happy he is that Ben's helping and goes on and on about it. And Ben stops and just goes, I ain't helping you. I know what you used to say about me all over town. Your sister, though, she used to be nice to me. So he's out on Yancey Street trying to figure out what's going on. They go to a bar. And they meet a character, and I vaguely remember this guy. He's the Gladiator. And he's kind of down on his luck. But when he gets woke up, he is losing it. Just talk about Gollum, monster, anything for his pleasure, anything. And then he K-wops Ben Grimm. And Ben just talk about how he doesn't have any superpowers. And we got a flashback of people bullying him. And they get up and they get into a tussle. And the guy's actually apparently got some powers, but he is just livid, crazy about how he's talking. And basically, eventually gets from the guy what he needs to know is the Empire State Tower. Ben kills him. Gives his card to the lady that runs the bar. Says, I know a guy, he fixes things. I'll work with him. As she's sitting there at Josie's place, everything cleaned up, guys like talking about the hard day and asked to borrow her phone. And he makes a call and goes, he said, talking, he goes, "Sir, I think you've got a problem. A situation, he came here and he was asking all about all sorts of things, throwing people around, and Tuck, slow down. Who's asking a question? What's the problem?" "It's a big one, sir. It's Grim." And the person he called is the Kingpin. So, it probably explains the cover for issue 2 with Bullseye. I like this. We're getting a little more into who Ben Grimm is. A little more straightforward, trying to figure things out. And not that he's a super detective or anything else, although with the trench coat and hat, you could think he's trying to be a private eye. And I'm sure Ben Grimm thinks he's a private eye sometimes. But it's a very nice, classic, what you want from a Ben Grimm story. He's gotten some fights, some people. He's trying to take care of people. And he's just a good-hearted guy going back to Yancey Street to help a girl that used to be nice to him. Makes total sense to me, and he's going to end up dealing with the Kingpin. And it's really nice because Kingpin is the type of character who's dealt with people a lot stronger than him for his whole life. And he still constantly gets one over them because he tends to be smarter than most of them. And definitely more manipulating than any of them. So this should be a fun read. Be neat to see how things go. And, I look forward to the next issue. And as Mr. Grimm says, it's clobbering time. See you next week.